Were you able to, or were you aware that a 911 call had been made?
Yes.
All right. Were you made aware who made that call?
Yes.
And who made that call?
Caitlin Spence.
And when you arrived on the scene, was that person identified to you?
Yes.
So Caitlin Spence was there
At the scene, correct.
Okay. Your Honor, if I could have this mark for ID. Yes, sir. It's going to be not. I'm going to hand you what's been, I'm sorry. I'm going to hand you what's marked as Exhibit 1 for ID.
Yes.
You recognize that?
I do.
Have you reviewed the contents of that
I have.
jump drive?
I have.
Does it accurately depict the 911 call?
It did when I listened to it, yes.
All right. Your Honor, the state would ask this be received into evidence.
I'm not sure I know exactly what it is. It's a
911.
What would be a 911 call?
I don't know.
All right. It'd be me.
Permission to publish.
Okay. Everybody good on the jury? I told y'all yesterday that if you ever need a break, get my attention. I meant it. I don't want anybody to uncomfortable, okay?
While they're setting that up, I want to review again with you who was present. Was Keith Bullock there?
He was.
And Keith Bullock was the constable?
Yeah, he is the constable, but he works as a school resource officer, a deputy through us, assigned to Pine Grove School.
So if you just explain to the jury, if a 911 call comes in, if somebody calls 911, where does that phone call go? And what happens from a law enforcement standpoint once that call is made?
Usually whenever they call 911, our phone system like backs up several seconds before it starts, answering. I don't understand how it does that, but it does. It goes into our 911 system. Once it comes into there, the dispatcher will give us out the call of what the best they can find out what's going on, and then dispatch an officer out to the scene.
All right. So the dispatch went out to anybody nearby as well?
Yes.
Is it your understanding that Keith Bullock was the first to arrive at the scene?
He was.
Law enforcement wise?
He was. The school's not real far, probably maybe a couple of miles from where he lives.
Okay.
Where Kirby lived, I'm sorry.
All right. You say Sheriff Gillard was there when you arrived?
He was.
All right. Who is he? Who is he?
Carl Gillard, the sheriff.
All right. How long has he been sheriff?
I think this is fourth term.
Fourth term?
I believe that's right.
Had the scene been roped off already when you got out?
When I got there, it was.
All right. And you said that Caitlin Spence was identified?
Yes.
Were you able to determine her relationship to the victim as part
Yes.
of your investigation?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury who that is?
Kirby's girlfriend that lived with him.
All right. Were you able to determine how long she had lived there with Kirby?
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking since, and I may be wrong on this, it's several years.
Several years?
Several years, maybe 2019 for some reason I'm thinking, but I'm not sure.
Were you able to determine whether they had any children together?
Yes.
All right. How old was that child? And
I think the child was about 3 months old.
all right, what's the child's name?
Enola.
Okay. Were you able to identify Dwayne Jones?
Yes.
Who is Dwayne Jones?
Maddie Jane Jones, who's Kirby's mother, it's her husband.
Okay. And he was there?
Yes.
All right. Do you know how it came to be as part of your investigation that Dwayne Jones was present when, at the time you arrived?
I was told later on by Maddie Jane that she had called Dwayne because he was a lot closer. She knew something was going on at Kirby's but wasn't sure what, and told him to get over there fast.
All right. So on the 911 tape, you're going to hear the dispatcher's voice, Caitlin's voice, and later on Dwayne Jones.
Yes.
Is it your understanding that he arrived during that 911 call?
Yes.
Okay. And Dwayne Jones married to Maddie Jones?
Yes.
And Maddie Jones is
Kirby's mother.
Kirby's mother?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Play the first one. All right, before you play that, I wanted to back up. You had said something about when somebody places that 911 call, even before the dispatcher answers that call, the conversation, the phone call is being recorded.
Yes.
Okay. All right. If I can ask questions while it's being played. Now, when you heard the dial tone, if anybody who had placed that call said anything or made any noise?
I didn't hear anything till they answered.
But you would have been able to hear it?
Yes.
And then later, you heard the dispatcher ask about the location and tried to find out what was going on?
Yes.
Correct? And they were able to determine the location?
Eventually, I believe so.
All right. Now, and you can play it. Anything about that area? Anything about that area that may have affected the signal?
There's very little service there.
Is that what it sounded like to you?
I don't know, it sounded like it was the clear line, but it just, nobody was saying anything till they answered. It's what it sounded like to me.
Okay. All right. Did the person call back after it lost signal there?
Yes.
All right, play the second one.
a deep breath, okay? Ma'am, is there somebody else there with you? Ma'am. Can I speak to them? Can I speak to whoever else is there with you? Sir? Sir? Yes. Hey. Can you tell me exactly what's going on? So are y'all outside? Yeah, don't move me, don't move anything. Okay. Well, that's the two reasons on the other people are coming, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all speak with him now, okay? Yeah, there's more help coming, but y'all can speak with him.
All right, so the first voice was Caitlin, the female voice,
Yes,
and she was able to provide some useful information about location for law enforcement to show up.
yes,
Now, even under the best of conditions, when you listen to it, you're able to hear more information than we were able to hear in open court. We know this courtroom acoustically is not suited for being able to hear as much as you could if you were in your office.
yes,
But we were still able to make out some things. Toward the end, you had already told the jury that Dwayne had shown up,
yes,
Maddie's husband.
yes.
Was he able to provide more information to
He
the
was,
dispatcher?
he was.
And did he describe where Kirby was?
He did.
What did he say?
I said he was outside on the ground with a toolbox on top of him.
All right.